everybody, today I'm going to show you how you can create your own little website just by using Notion. And for the purpose of this demonstration I will use my website builder template, which makes life way easier because it gives you access to a range of different components that you can use out of the box. But everything I'm going to explain, you can do it without having access to this template as well. As you can see, we are now in the content library of the template. Here you can see all the different modules and components that you may or may not want to use for your template. These bits and pieces of content will be the building blocks of your new website later. And as the first step, we're going to create a new Notion page, which will become your new website later on. To do that, we just add a new page here, and this will become a new website. For the purpose of this demonstration, let's build something rather simple and straightforward. So I was thinking, let's go with a landing page for a new yoga studio, for example. Before we start throwing around the modules and components, I recommend to start with brainstorming what the page sections actually are that you want to build later on. I thought about it earlier. It's really straightforward. You will find these page sections in most websites online. And the next step, I will go to the content library and scroll through all the modules and components and select the bits and pieces that I think are relevant later on. By clicking the checkboxes here, the content blocks will be moved into this project folder, which can later on be synced into our new website. So everything is accessible right on the spot, and this makes life so much easier. Alright, that's it. I think we selected all the content that is important for now. We can clearly always come back and add more stuff, but this should be it. So what we are going to do is we copy and sync this project block. As you can see, it contains all the thing now that we selected, and we will bring it here. Yeah. Also, we will go to full width because this also makes things easier. In the next step, we're going to bring the content to the sections here. And this here is already the right order, but you can always swap stuff around if you think that's necessary. Alright, let's start with the welcome part. I will use this block here in order to move the content which is in this page to our page. Never drag and drop things, because unfortunately in Notion the formatting will be lost. So instead of just copy and pasting this stuff, we have to copy and paste the page itself, and later, once we have it at a position where we want it, we can transform it into a different kind of block. So let's do just that. I copy this page and I bring it in here. Later on, I can just turn this into basically any other block, and this will make the content of the page visible here without losing the formatting that we put so much time into. Let's continue with our services. I think this is it. I selected all the different pieces of content and distributed them at the right spot in the page hierarchy. So these will represent the page sections. So in the next step, let's just turn these pages into the actual content that they have inside. To do that, you can manually turn them into whatever block that you want, but I usually just go with text. You still have the title of the page here, but you can just delete that, and there you go. Let's do that for all the others. Instead of manually turning them into the blocks here, you can also use a shortcut, which is Option-Command-0 on Mac. There you go. And just like that, we created the basic template that fits the overall structure of the website that we want to create. In the next step, we're going to make this, well, pretty generic template as it is right now to the template that we want to have in the future. So we do that by changing the titles, adjusting the colors if we want to do that, and changing the pictures and all these kind of things. We have the generic template. I got online some new nice photos from Unsplash, as well as profile pictures and a selection of nice icons that we can apply to our template to make it look unique and to make it fit the subject, being a yoga studio page. So I'm going to add this now and change the copy and all these kind of things. And I'm going to, I will be doing that now. So talk to you as soon as I'm ready. I think this is looking pretty good so far. As you can see, everything has been changed. It has been customized a little bit more. Clearly there is a lot of dummy text in there, but I myself am not a yoga specialist, so I don't think that I'm the person in charge to fill it out. So in case you are someone who aims to have their own website, I think you are probably the best suited to come up with the text that should be included here. But it is a great starting point, I guess, for people interested in having their website to go from here. Pictures, titles, etc. The whole page structure now at this point is pretty much ready to go. The only thing missing, which can be a little bit tricky tricky at times is the icon and the cover. Let's just come up with something real quick. Clearly, there are many ways to do it. I personally highly suggest not to have too much copy and complicated information included in the page cover, simply because depending on the screen dimensions, you will have trouble reading everything. For this reason, I usually try to have the page covers as simple and straightforward as possible, as well as kind of find a common theme between the cover as well as the icon over here, kind of to have it all come together. I came up with a pretty simple and straightforward design that I like a lot, simply because it breaks with this line over here. You usually in Notion you always have like this colorful box, but I like to play around with finding ways to have a smoother way of bringing these parts together. I will show you. We will change the cover. There we go. It is loading. As you can see, at this point it doesn't fit perfectly, but you have always the opportunity to adjust it. And as you can see, by fixing the position, you create this kind of illusion of the white surface going over to the cover. So this is something that I usually like to do. When like these shapes will be cut off, I don't very much mind it. But the yoga classes, the typography over here is from the size designed in a way that on most devices, be it your iPad, your iPhone, or different laptop dimensions, you will most definitely, most of the times, have this typography visible, which is why I have it not that big and pretty much in the center, as you can see. In the next step, there are different ways to do it, but I usually just upload a circle, just like this. It's not perfect yet, but it also creates the illusion that this is one image. And as you can see, it's like this visible, and I kind of like this. If this is the color of the corporate identity of the company the website is built for, then I think this looks really, really, really visually appealing. I can now delete our project folder. This is not needed anymore. There we go. And I think we are now at the stage where we can call it a day. I think it looks pretty good. The title of the page clearly has to be adjusted as well. Let's just call it Yoga Studio Template. I like it actually. For this reason, I will probably add this template to the content library. So in case you guys are interested in working with exactly this template, this is where you can find it. I purposefully didn't include the process of creating this cover, simply because this is a Notion tutorial, not a design or photo editing tutorial. In case you guys are interested, I can obviously create a tutorial to create something like this. But for now, I hope that this kind of summed up everything important when it comes to creating Notion pages, Notion website pages. Yeah, thank you so much for going through all of it with me. I hope you enjoyed. In case you have any interest in something specific, if there's something too fast, let me know, and I will try my best to clear things up. Thank you.